On March 8, 2014, Kuala Lumpur International Airport is quiet under the midnight sky. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, a Boeing 777-200ER, is preparing for a red-eye flight to Beijing. Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, a veteran pilot with over 18,000 hours of flight time, checks his instruments. First Officer Farik Abdul Hamid, just 27 years old, sits beside him on what will be one of his last supervised flights before becoming a fully qualified captain. There was 227 passengers and 12 crew, nationalities from 14 different countries. Some are traveling for business, some for family, others for new beginnings. They all expect to arrive in Beijing by 6:30 a.m. At 12:41 a.m., MH370 lifts off the runway. The night sky swallows the plane whole. For 38 minutes, everything is normal. Then, at 1:19 a.m., as the plane crosses from Malaysian airspace into Vietnamese control, a calm voice comes over the radio. "Good night, Malaysian 370. It is the last transmission anyone will ever hear from MH370. Air traffic controllers expect MH370 to check in with Vietnam within seconds, which it never does. Radar contact is lost. But instead of scrambling jets or alerting rescue teams, both countries assume it's a simple communications glitch. And hours are wasted. The truth is the plane has turned sharply off course, heading west, not north. It crosses back over the Malaysian peninsula and disappears from civilian radar entirely. But the military radar still sees it, until it vanishes over the Andaman Sea. At 6:30 a.m., Beijing's arrival board flashes a single word in red: delayed. Soon after, it changes to cancelled. Families wait for loved ones who will never walk through the arrivals gate. Airline officials give vague answers. The Malaysian government announces a search in the South China Sea. But they are looking in the wrong place. In the days that follow, the world becomes obsessed with one question: what happened to MH370? Was it catastrophic mechanical failure? A hijacking? A terrorist attack? Or something darker? Satellite data reveals something incredible. The plane continued flying for nearly 7 more hours after disappearing from radar. 7 hours? But to where? In Marsat satellite, handshakes show the plane's final arc somewhere deep in the southern Indian Ocean, one of the most remote and unforgiving places on Earth. But why would a plane deliberately fly there? For the families, every day is torture. Sarah Bajk, whose partner was on the flight, says she felt frozen in time. Ghislain Waterloos, who lost his wife and 2 children, describes it as living in a nightmare that you cannot wake from. Governments release carefully worded statements, but no bodies are found. No wreckage. The families begin to believe they are being lied to. And maybe they're right. In July 2015, a single piece of wreckage, a flaperon, washes up on Réunion Island, thousands of miles from the search zone. Over the next 2 years, more debris appears on African shores. The ocean has given back small fragments of the truth. But without the main wreckage, the mystery remains unsolved. The official search, and the most expensive in aviation history, ends in 2018, with nothing to show but theories. In 2025, a new private search funded by independent investigators claims to have pinpointed an area of the ocean floor where MH370 might rest, based on updated drift analysis and unexamined satellite data. Governments are hesitant, but families demand action. If found, the wreckage could reveal whether MH370 was lost to a sudden technical failure, or something far more deliberate. Until then, it remains the greatest mystery of modern aviation. Somewhere, deep beneath the waves, lies the answer. And the ocean is not giving it up easily. For the passengers and crew of MH370, the night sky over the South China Sea was the last thing they saw. For the world, it was the beginning of a story that still has no ending. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button for more interesting videos like this.